Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to make this quick video about the recent news of Nikola and GM partnering up. So real quick, if you're new to this channel, feel free to stick around, like, subscribe, like to talk about money, love to talk about investing, love to talk about how you can use your wisdom and use wisdom to be able to succeed no matter wherever you are. So I'm sure maybe you've heard the news about Nikola and GM partnering up on the EV thing, on electrical vehicles, EV electrical vehicles. Now, for so many, they're really excited about this news because so many had so many things to say about Nikola being a scam, not too sure, which is true. Now, if you know anything about these SPAC companies or companies that take the SPAC process, or they go through that way, or these companies that are kind of like startups, and understand that sometimes they don't have product. Well, Nikola is one of those where they don't really have any revenue and they haven't really produced anything, but it's kind of more of like they're a startup, this is their concept, this is what they want to do. So what brings the scrutiny is the fact that they entered into the investment world, to the stock market, where people can put money into them when they don't have any tangible results to show. So that raised the question, well, are they a scam? Are they just scamming people for money or things like that? So being able to get news like this with GM deciding to partner up with them is huge. And I mean, like, it's really huge. Like, GM took a $2 billion stake in Nikola. Now, of course, once that news happened, you saw the stock run up and then it's kind of dropped off a little bit today. But this could be something that's really huge for Nikola, giving them some credibility, as well as this could be really huge in giving credibility to GM. I know you're like, what do you mean giving credibility to GM? GM, they're proven. They're a big company. They have, several types of brands. They have their GMC, they have their Chevrolet, they have all these other brands. What do you mean giving them credibility? Well, if you didn't know, GM has been trying to break into this electrical vehicle space and break into this more energy efficient vehicle space for some time now. Whether it's electric, hydrogen, fuel cell, all that stuff, they've been trying to break into the market. In fact, they have built some things, just hasn't gone that very well. So this deal could be saving Nikola and GM when it concerns the electrical vehicle space, more so for Nikola, of course, because they're trying to get some skin in the game. Now, the $2 billion stake will allow GM to, have a seat at the board, which means they get to put input into the decision making and things like that, as well as help them actually produce these vehicles, like physically produce their vehicles. So one of the vehicles, the truck, they're actually looking to produce it by the end of 2022, which I think is a pretty good, pretty fair, assessment. And this would be the vehicle that's pretty much just like a pickup truck. So pretty much their stake would help them to produce, product, to also make decisions and things like that. And that's what the deal is. So a $2 billion stake is a lot of the company, because right now, Nikola's their valuation at one point was like $13 billion. So $2 billion is a significant chunk of the company as far as, them having a stake in it, having some ownership within that company. So this could work out good in both ways for GM and Nikola. This could give some legitimacy to Nikola and what they're trying to produce. They are working and starting to gain some contracts, but it's more so the physical production that people are looking for. And then also with GM trying to get into electric vehicle space, they haven't been popular. Nobody's talked about them with concerns, electric vehicles and things like that. They're not even a part of the conversation. But attaching themselves to another company that is a part of the conversation could potentially help them to produce more vehicles as well. Don't know if it's going to be somewhere just like a Nikola vehicle and then GM will have their own vehicles, or maybe it'd be some type of merger, like some GM Nikola, GM Cola, I don't know. But basically what this is going to do is it's going to kind of give GM some leverage to try to really get more insight into what people really want when it concerns this arena. As I stated before, we're going to continue to see these things happen more and more and more, because this arena is huge and it's wide open. Yes, Tesla is a giant when it concerns electrical vehicle space at the moment, and probably moving forward, because they just have, they've just cornered the market because they were like pretty much like the first to really revolutionize it. However, there is still so much room with that, and so much more room for improvement. And think about it, how many people actually own a Tesla? So with this being a shift that's happening in not just our economy in the US, but across the entire world, this opens up a big door for people to be able to capitalize. And of course, everyone's trying to compete with Tesla, which is, I don't think it's really smart to necessarily try to compete, but I think it's more smart to make sure that you're getting a piece of the pie, because Tesla is something that people love, they like it, me myself, I plan on actually getting a Tesla myself. I actually took my son and we actually did a test drive with the Tesla, and it's amazing. And it has a lot of attention to detail. Now, we're not just talking about how it looks, but also how it's built and the parts and the efficiency, how much money it's going to save over the long haul. Like, for example, one of the things that I learned when we went to do the test drive was I learned that your brakes, they last a good 6 to 7 to even 8 years based off the way their technology is, to where you go to put your foot on the brake and it kind of releases some of the pressure at the same time. So it helps to save the brake and extend the life of the brakes. They even have features that most people may not even really care for, that especially if you're like, you have a lot of allergies, they have it to where you can have recycled air in the vehicle, have all these different things. So Tesla has kind of created a system around their vehicles. They've created the vehicles in a way that people really, really like them. So GM already being in the electric vehicle space, most people probably didn't even really know, but they have something called the Chevy Bolt, right? Most people don't know about it, never really looked at it. Doesn't really, have the components or have that attention to detail that most people are looking for. They're also looking to create something like the Cadillac Lyric, which they unveiled at the show, as well as the Hummer EV, and as well as the Cruise, which is like a partnership with like Honda. So I don't want to say they're scrambling, but they're scrambling to get a piece of the market share, as they know this is something that people are going to want even more. And one of the things that people are going to start to look for are not just the cars, but also the pickup trucks. And I think that's where Nikola comes in, where they're going to help them produce theirs. But it also gives GM a look into the technology that's being created around these vehicles as well, because they might not have that much insight as far as a lot of these other companies like your Nikolas or your Hyliions or your Workhorse or your Teslas and things like that. They may not have as much insight as they do, but now they get a chance to kind of get in on it. So now with Ford partnered with a company called Rivian last year. So Ford is already making their way through that process of being able to really break into the EV arena. So here we go with GM. So this could be a big benefit for GM as well as Nikola with the partnership. And yes, it can bring a lot of legitimacy to Nikola, because now they're working with a company that has actually produced and has produced for a very long time. So in hindsight, this actually may be a pretty good partnership. I'm not going to shoot it down. I'm not going to be negative about it, anything like that, because we really don't know. But this partnership could actually work out for both of them in the long run. But as with anything, and as well as with any of these companies that are in this space, it's going to prove itself through the test of time. So it's definitely heating up the market a little bit. And I think it's pretty cool to see companies trying to innovate. So I'm excited to see that. Anyways, guys, tell me what you guys think about the whole Nikola and GM partnership. If you think it's going to work, you think it won't, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Till next video, guys, I'll see you soon. Be blessed. Peace.